All right, I don't normally do a video on Sunday, but there's some very important things going on with crypto and Bitcoin. And I've been getting a ton of questions from friends who are reaching out to me who normally don't pay attention to Wall Street or to cryptocurrency. And all of a sudden, they're hearing the buzz and the excitement that Bitcoin is knocking at the door of 100K. And they are saying, Josh, hey, man, is it time for me to get in? Now, of course, I've got to treat them with care and love because they're my friends. But at the same time, I kind of want to say to them, hey, this is why, you might have been watching back in 2022 when the bottom was being formed. And I said, buy, 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 because it would be life-changing money. Now, I've got some very important things to go over regarding Bitcoin because I'm basically going to share with you the advice that I gave my close friends who are now wanting to take large positions. I had a friend who actually wanted, I mean, you guys hear about stuff like this happening, but I had a friend call me up and say, I'm going to take out a $20,000 loan, someone who probably couldn't afford to lose that type of money because they don't have it to begin with. That's why they're taking it out in the form of a loan. And he's like, Josh, which crypto should I put it in to score big? Now, the interesting thing is that if you just watch my show, I make solid and strong predictions. I'll give you a couple examples. Just this last Tuesday alone, I did a crypto special live with Mark from Tribal Trades. I gave two cryptos and a little bit of a fundamental story as to why they would pop, and Mark gave one, and they've exploded. Every time I come out here to do this show, it's meant to give some direction. And you don't have to take all my trades and you don't have to dump all your money in the cryptos that I'm saying are hot, but it would be worth taking a little bit of position and see what happens because we're making money. What did I call out? I called out the legacy coins. Why did I call them out? Because the fact is that Gary Gensler is on the way out, and a potential pro-crypto SEC appointment by Donald Trump is on the way in. And it's a game changer, taking the fear of regulation away from the legacy projects. The legacy coins, a lot of them had laid dormant. But since Tuesday, all the way through Saturday, some of them absolutely exploded, and they did way better than some of the coins that we've been talking about. One of my favorite coins is Sui and Solana. Those were pulling back when the legacy coins were taking off like rockets. Now, I happened to just look at two charts right before I did that Tuesday show. One of them is a crypto that I absolutely hate. I could go on and on about why I don't think it's a great project, but I looked at the chart and I saw the signal in there that it was going to pop, and that was Algorand. And I said, guys, don't like the project, but this is one of these legacy coins that's going to come back to life. Matter of fact, another project that I don't like, I didn't talk about it on the show, but it's Polkadot. I said, DOT is one that's got a lot of problems fundamentally from my point of view. A ton of basically their inflation on the project. They're printing a ton of new tokens all the time, driving the cost down, selling against the buyers, but it exploded. And Algorand went up 58% in 4 days. Now, here's the bottom line. If your portfolio for crypto didn't go up 58% in the last 4 days, then you're neglecting the technicals that I'm giving on this page, even though you show up to watch. The other one that I liked was Uniswap. Now, I liked Uniswap because they're going to be the benefactor of a lot of the drag on Ethereum. And you guys know I've given some criticism of Ethereum, which it deserves because the price has lagged Bitcoin as well as Solana and Sui and its competitors. But one of the big benefactors of the Ethereum lag is Uniswap. And I also said it looked like it was going higher. And Uniswap is one that I liked quite a bit. And if you had bought that day on Tuesday, matter of fact, if you had rolled your entire Ethereum position into Uniswap, the minute those words came out of my mouth, Josh, you're getting crazy, you would be up 30% because that's the move that we got on Uniswap in the last, since Wednesday to Saturday. That's the move that we got. And in the last 2 weeks, Uniswap has moved up 70%. And so XLM, this is one that I've been trading all week long. all weekend long, and I have already pocketed $40,000 on XLM alone yesterday. And I'm in a huge trade right now, and I'm looking to, at bare minimum, lock in another 10K on that trade or more. I'll let you guys know. This is not an alert to go out and buy XLM, because a lot of the profit I just told you that I got was on shorts on XLM. These legacy projects are running up hard and fast, going up 40% in a single day. I'm waiting till I can identify the top, and I'm riding some shorts back. So I'm just letting you guys know, don't sleep on these videos, because there's some solid moves on them. Now, on that point, Mark from Tribal Trades threw out SOG, a meme coin, on Sui, and it went up 100% from the day that he gave that call on Tuesday. And so again, if your portfolio didn't go up 100% since last Tuesday, then try to trade some of these calls that we're making on this page. This is the Stocks with Josh show. I've got a handful of important things to go over with you. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about this next week in the stock market. What is important? What are we going to be watching? I'm going to briefly take a minute to talk about the Stocks with Josh Discord, because it's that time of year where Black Friday deals are getting rolled out. I've got 3 tiers in the Stocks with Josh Discord. Tier 1 is sold out. Tier 2 and Tier 3, you can enjoy a beautiful 25% off discount if you use the code SWJ-Black-Friday, and it's good for Tier 2 and Tier 3, and you can get 25% off the year-long purchase of Tier 3. So it's a pretty good discount if you're trying to save some money. Guys, hit the like. It pushes the video out to more viewers. And hit the subscribe. Again, if your portfolio is not up a minimum of 30% this week alone, that's the minimum, then you need to hit that subscribe and start trading some of the directions that I give. Okay, what do you need to know going into this week? Well, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the fact that I did tell you going into NVIDIA's earnings that it was priced to perfection, and that I saw a greater possibility of 5 days after earnings for the price to come down. On that point, we did end the week lower going into Friday. I think that going into this shortened trade week, I think we're also going to see the possibility of a little bit of a pullback. I'm expecting there to be some selling pressure on NVIDIA going forward. I love the company. I want to remind you that I told you that we would see it lower come Friday, but I also told you that by 2025, it would be a minimum of $180 to $200 stock. And I want to remind you guys that I am advocating myself to buy the dip on NVIDIA in the months ahead, and I'm loving it if it comes back below $140. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what is important this week. And I want to quickly give you guys this idea. Santa Claus Rally. You're going to start hearing more about that as we enter into the month of December. And it's often misused. It's a term that came out of the Trader's Almanac in 1972, and it refers to the idea of a bullish move in the month of December. But technically, that move is only expected to occur in the last 5 trading days of the year and the first 2 trading days of the following year. So it's just a 7-day window that the Santa Claus rally occurs. And so you're going to hear a lot of people talk about a bullish December, and they'll start calling it a Santa Claus rally, but technically that isn't correct. But I will tell you, if we don't get the St. Nick Santa Claus rally, the only catalyst that I see for us in the month of December right now is going to be the Elon Trump rally, because they are still making moves that can move this market. It's going to be very interesting to see. Largely, I'm going to remind you guys that as people near the end of the year, they start getting pretty selective about the companies they want to go into 2025 with. And so you do begin to see rotation. And on Friday, I did see gold tick up 1%, which means that money is being put into gold as a hedge against a possible downturn in the days ahead. All right, the remainder of things I want to cover today, I want to talk briefly about Bitcoin and what's important going into this next week. Obviously, it's a holiday week. Market's going to be closed Thursday, and it's going to be a short trading day on Friday. It's going to conclude at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday is going to be a huge data day, and this could affect the market going into the holiday weekend. we're going to be getting the Fed minutes. Now, this is going to give us insight on what the Fed is seeing for interest rates next year. And right now, it became quite clear that he said we're in no hurry to provide more easing to the market. Now, in addition to that, we're going to get some other important data. We're going to get the PCE, the personal consumption expenditures, which is expected to tick up. So if together we get the PCE and the core PCE, and we see that we're going to see a tick up in inflation, and we see that the Fed is starting to become more concerned about inflation again, even though he had pivoted to a slowing economy and unemployment, then it's going to tell the market that they're not going to get that Goldilocks easing that they're hoping for. So both Tuesday and Wednesday are huge data days. Now on Tuesday, CrowdStrike is reporting earnings, and there's not a lot of earnings I'm going to be watching, but I will be watching that one. So keep your eyes out for a trade setup for CrowdStrike going into this week in the Stocks with Josh Discord. And then we're going to get the GDP revision this week as well. And so that's going to be telling us whether or not the economy is actually on pace for growth or whether the economy is slowing down. So this is a short trading week, but there's going to be a ton of data in it. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin and what's going on with Bitcoin right now. What did I say to my friend who was trying to get a $20,000 loan and dump it into crypto right now? I basically told him, he gave me a list of some coins that he owned in his Uphold account that he had purchased in the last crypto cycle that he had sort of forgotten about and let sit idle. And he was very excited to go back into it. He had to find his keys so he could get access to his wallet. And he found out that, everything was up nicely. He's like, Josh, what should I do? I've got some of this and some of that and some of this. I said, okay, man. I said, what you really got to do is you got to take a step back and get a bigger strategy. Okay. I said, take all those altcoins, sell them, roll it into Bitcoin if you want to do a set it and forget it, okay? I said, if you aren't going to pay attention to crypto and you're not going to be watching the Stocks with Josh show to rotate in and out of the fastest moving car, then you want to own the safest asset, which in my mind continues to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin, this last crypto cycle, went down the least out of all of the legacy coins. So what that means is that Bitcoin, it went down a lot, but it didn't go as far down as all of the altcoins. And so in my mind, it remains to be the safest asset. So I said, if you want to do a set it and forget it, start putting more money into Bitcoin, sell those alts that came up, roll that into Bitcoin, and then you don't have to pay attention to it. Now, if you want to trade some of the altcoins, I said, this is what you need to know. I said, we have exactly 7 months left before we hit the top of this Bitcoin cycle. And recently, we've begun to see options as options on Bitcoin ETFs is rolling out. And the bet that the smart money is taking is for the price of Bitcoin to hit 200,000. And I told you guys that if we got to the end of November and the price of Bitcoin was above 80K, it confirmed the move higher. Now, apart from a black swan event or some incredible catalyst arising out of nowhere, personally, it looks very likely that Bitcoin is going to hit my high target of 177,000. But I'm going to tell you that if Bitcoin fails at some point, I would say is that you guys need time. That's why I'm telling you that there's at least 7 more months before the Bitcoin cycle peaks. And then after the Bitcoin cycle peaks, there's an additional 6 months of extreme volatility. It's that second period of time that sucks in all the retail traders because they just found out maybe in the month of May or June. Now I'm calling the Bitcoin peak in no later than June. So by midsummer, they realized that we all made a ton of money and they were not paying attention to crypto. So they pull out that 20K loan and they try to drop it on a crypto at the last moment, hoping to win big, like we're going to win big over the next 6 or 7 months. And it's at that point the market goes into extreme volatility. Now, I've spent some time looking at the charts, but I'm not going to pull up any charts for you guys today. But the charts show that Bitcoin will have between now and June, it can have up to a 40% pull down. Okay. Now, at that point, if Bitcoin pulls down 40%, everybody's going to be absolutely panicking and freaking out because you guys know that if Bitcoin gets a cold, the altcoins are going to get the black plague. Okay. They're going to get, they're going to absolutely get destroyed. Right. And so what the message is there that I gave to him is this. It's the same message that you've been hearing from me. You have to be selling when others are greedy, and you've got to be buying when there's blood in the street. So I'm very largely cashed up. I'm swing trading and making incredible gains based on the liquidity that's come back into the Bitcoin market. And I will be putting big amounts of money to work, but I need to see blood in the streets. Right now, I'm riding my favorite coins up and down over the weekend, and I'll let you guys know on Monday how this weekend finished up for me. One more comment I want to give to you guys. In the Stocks with Josh Discord, I give trade setups every morning before the market opens. Now, this last week, I gave 4 trade setups, and I looked over them. I'm beginning to audit the trade setups to see how much money you could make if you took any one of those positions. Now, all of them worked, except for Google was a little tricky. All of them worked, except for Google. If you took ODTE, it wouldn't have worked. But the one that really popped was Nike, right? This one, the options were very cheap because it had been largely in a downtrend, and the options were around 30 cents if you took them right outside the money, and by end of day, they were $1.40, giving an upwards to 300% move. These are the type of trade alerts that I'm dropping every single day. And as I said at the beginning of the video regarding crypto, I'm going to say the same thing regarding stock. Engage and trade some of the calls that I'm making, whether it's a side comment on this show regarding a bullish trend that I see in the legacy coins. You could have picked any of the legacy coins and they would have soared this weekend. And next week, I'm going to be dropping more trade setups in the Stocks with Josh Discord. Don't sleep on it. Black Friday sale going on right now. All you got to do is put in SWJ-Black-Friday to get the discount. And I hope to see you guys over there. Peace and blessings. Have a great weekend. And I'll let you know Monday how my swing trading of crypto paid off this weekend. So far, it's doing really well. Peace and blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.